My name is Emma. This is my story. It is a story about life, love, and finding my way home. I was born in a small village near the mountains. My childhood was simple and happy. Every morning, I woke up to the sound of birds singing. My mother made breakfast while my father worked in the garden. I had one brother, Tom. He was 3 years older than me. We played together every day after school. When I was 7 years old, something changed. My father lost his job at the factory. Money became tight. My mother started working 2 jobs. She left early in the morning and came home late at night. My father looked sad all the time. He sat by the window and stared at the mountains. One night, I heard my parents talking in the kitchen. My mother was crying. "We cannot stay here anymore," she said. "We need to move to the city. There are more jobs there." My father was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "You are right. We will go next month." I felt scared. The city was far away. I would leave my friends, my school, and my home. But I did not say anything. I knew my parents were trying their best. The day we moved was cold and gray. We packed everything into an old truck. I looked back at our house one last time. The blue door, the apple tree in the garden, the swing my father made for me. Tears ran down my face. Tom put his hand on my shoulder. "It will be okay," he said. The drive to the city took 6 hours. When we arrived, everything looked different. The buildings were tall and made of concrete. There were so many cars and people. The noise was loud and never stopped. I felt lost. Our new apartment was small. Tom and I shared a bedroom. The walls were thin. We could hear our neighbors arguing at night. There was no garden, no birds singing in the morning. I missed our village so much. Starting at a new school was hard. The other children looked at me, strangely. My clothes were old. My accent was different. During lunch, I sat alone. No one wanted to talk to me. One day, a girl named Sarah sat next to me. She had red hair and a kind smile. "Hi," she said. "I am Sarah. You look lonely. Do you want to be friends?" I was so surprised that I almost cried. "Yes," I said. "I would like that very much." Sarah became my best friend. She helped me with my homework. She taught me how to take the bus. She made the city feel less scary. With Sarah, I started to feel like maybe I could belong here. My father found a job at a warehouse. He worked long hours lifting heavy boxes. Every night, he came home exhausted. His back hurt. His hands were rough and cut, but he never complained. My mother worked at a cleaning company during the day and at a restaurant at night. Tom and I learned to take care of ourselves. We cooked simple meals, cleaned the apartment, and did our homework alone. I could see the sadness in my father's eyes. He missed the village too. He missed his garden and the quiet mornings. The city was too fast, too loud for him. He tried to smile for us, but I knew he was struggling inside. One evening, I found him sitting on the balcony. He was looking at the sky, searching for stars. But there were too many lights in the city. The stars were hidden. "Dad," I said quietly, "are you okay?" He looked at me and tried to smile. "I am fine, Emma. Just tired." "I miss home too," I said. He put his arm around me. "I know, sweetheart, but we are together. That is what matters. Family is home." Those words stayed with me forever. Family is home. As I grew older, school became easier. I worked hard and got good grades. My teachers said I was smart. They encouraged me to dream big. When I was 14, my English teacher, Mrs. Patterson, changed my life. She gave us an assignment to write about our dreams. I wrote about wanting to become a teacher. I wanted to help children like me, children who felt lost and alone in new places. Mrs. Patterson read my essay to the whole class. "This is beautiful, Emma," she said. "You have a gift with words. You should keep writing." That day, I discovered something important. I loved writing. I started keeping a journal. I wrote about my feelings, my memories of the village, and my hopes for the future. Writing made me feel less alone. It gave me a voice. Sarah read my stories and said they were amazing. You should be a writer, Emma. You can inspire people. I laughed. Writers do not make money. I need to be practical. But deep inside, the seed was planted. Maybe one day I could be a writer. When Tom turned 18, things changed. He started staying out late. He made new friends that my parents did not like. These friends wore dark clothes and had tattoos. They smoked and drank. Tom stopped going to school. He said it was boring and useless. My parents were worried and angry. They argued with him every night. "You are throwing your life away," my father shouted. "You do not understand me." Tom shouted back, "I am not like you." One night, Tom did not come home. My mother called the police. We waited all night. I could not sleep. I was so scared. At 6 a.m, the police brought Tom home. He was drunk and had a black eye. He had been in a fight at a bar. The police warned him, "One more time, and you will go to jail." My mother cried for hours. My father said nothing. He just looked disappointed. That look hurt Tom more than any words. I went to Tom's room. He was lying on his bed, staring at the ceiling. "Tom," I said, "what are you doing? You are scaring everyone." "I do not know, Emma," he said. His voice was tired. "I feel lost. I do not know what I want. I do not fit anywhere." "You fit here," I said. "With us. We are your family." Tom looked at me with sad eyes. "I need to find myself. I need to figure out who I am." That conversation stayed with me. Tom was struggling just like my father. The city had broken something inside him. He needed to find his way, just like we all did. When I was 16, I met Daniel. He was in my literature class. He had dark hair and warm brown eyes. He loved books as much as I did. We started talking after class. He made me laugh. He listened to my stories. Daniel was my first love. We spent hours together at the library, in the park, walking through the city streets. He held my hand and made me feel special. For the first time, the city felt beautiful. "You are amazing, Emma," he said one day. "You see the world differently. You see the beauty in everything." I felt my heart skip. No one had ever said such things to me before. We dated for a year. He was sweet and kind. He met my family. My mother liked him. Even my father smiled when Daniel was around. But then everything changed. Daniel's family moved to another country for his father's job. Daniel had to go with them. "Come with me," he said. "We can build a life together." I was only 17. I was still in school. I could not leave my family. They needed me. "I cannot," I said, crying. "I am sorry. I cannot go." The day Daniel left was one of the saddest days of my life. We said goodbye at the airport. He kissed me and said, "I will never forget you, Emma." I watched his plane take off. My heart felt broken. I cried for weeks. Sarah tried to comfort me. "Time heals everything," she said. "You will love again." But I did not believe her. How could I love anyone else? 2 years later, when I was 19, my mother got sick. She started coughing all the time. She lost weight. She looked pale and weak. At first, she said it was just a cold, but it did not go away. Finally, my father took her to the hospital. The doctor's words changed everything. "Your mother has cancer," he said. "In her lungs. We need to start treatment immediately." I felt the world stop. Cancer. That terrible word. People died from cancer. My mother started chemotherapy. She lost her beautiful hair. She could not work anymore. The medical bills were enormous. My father worked extra hours. Tom, who had finally found a job at a garage, gave his entire salary to help. I worked part-time at a bookstore while going to college. Every penny went to my mother's treatment. We barely had money for food, but we did not care. We just wanted my mother to live. I took care of her every day. I cooked her favorite soup. I read to her when she was too weak to hold a book. I held her hand when she cried from the pain. "Emma," she said one day, "you are so strong. I am so proud of you. You are the strong one, Mom, I said. You are fighting so hard. I am fighting because of you, she said. Because of this family. You are my reason to live. Those months were the hardest of my life. But they taught me something important. Love is sacrifice. Love is being there when things are difficult. Love is not giving up. After 8 months of treatment, the doctor gave us good news. The cancer was in remission. My mother was going to survive. We all cried tears of joy. My father kissed my mother's forehead. Tom hugged her gently. I felt like my heart would burst with happiness. That night, we had a small celebration. We could not afford much, just some cake and tea. But we were together. We had survived the storm. I studied education in college. I wanted to be a teacher, just like I had dreamed. But I also kept writing. I wrote short stories and essays. I sent some to magazines. Most were rejected. But I did not give up. One day I received an email. A small online magazine wanted to publish one of my stories. They would pay me $50. I screamed with joy. Sarah hugged me. I told you. You are a real writer now. That first publication gave me confidence. I kept writing. I kept submitting. Slowly, more magazines published my work. My professor, Dr. Carter, noticed my writing. Emma, he said, you have real talent. Have you thought about writing a book? A book. The idea seemed impossible, but also exciting. I do not know what to write about, I said. Write what you know, he said. Write about your life, your journey. People connect with authentic stories. So I started. Late at night, after studying and working, I wrote. I wrote about the little girl who left her village, about moving to the city, about struggle and loss, about family and hope. Tom changed during my mother's illness. Seeing her suffer made him realize what was important. He quit drinking. He stopped hanging out with his old friends. He focused on his work at the garage. Tom discovered he was good with cars. He could fix anything. His boss noticed and promoted him. Tom started saving money. He had a new dream. He wanted to open his own repair shop one day. I am sorry, Emma, he said to me one evening. For all those years I was angry and lost. I wasted so much time. You were finding yourself, I said. That is not a waste. You are so wise, little sister, he said, smiling. Watching Tom transform gave me hope. People can change. People can find their way, even after being lost. Meeting James. When I was 24, I graduated from college. I got a job teaching at an elementary school. I loved my students. They were curious and full of energy. Teaching them filled my heart with joy. One day, the school hired a new art teacher. His name was James. He was tall with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was quiet and thoughtful. We met in the teacher's lounge. Hi, he said. I am James. I just started teaching art here. I am Emma. I teach 3rd grade. We started talking about our students, about teaching, about life. James was easy to talk to. He listened carefully. He asked thoughtful questions. Over the next few months, we became friends. We had lunch together. We planned school events together. I felt comfortable around him. One evening, James asked me to go to an art exhibition with him. Just as friends, he said quickly. But I felt something more. My heart beat faster when I was near him. At the exhibition, we walked through the gallery looking at paintings. James explained the techniques and meanings. I loved listening to him. He was passionate and knowledgeable. Emma, he said suddenly, I need to tell you something. I really like you. More than just friends. Would you like to go on a real date with me? I felt my face turn red, but I was happy. Yes, I said. I would like that. James was different from Daniel. He was older, more mature. He understood struggle. His father had died when he was young. His family had been poor. He had worked hard to become a teacher. We understood each other. We both valued family, hard work, and simple happiness. After a year of dating, James proposed. It was not fancy. We were walking in the park near my apartment. He stopped, took my hand, and said, "Emma, you are my best friend. I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me?" I cried and said yes. Our wedding was small and simple. We could not afford anything big, but it was perfect. My mother cried happy tears. She was healthy now, and seeing me get married made her so happy. My father walked me down the aisle. His eyes were wet with tears. Tom was there with his new girlfriend, Maria. She was kind and hardworking, just like our family. Sarah was my maid of honor. She had been with me through everything. James's mother came from another city. She hugged me and said, "Thank you for making my son so happy." We got married in a small church. The sun was shining. Birds were singing. For a moment, I felt like I was back in my village, in the simple happiness of my childhood. At the reception, my father gave a speech. "Emma," he said, "when we moved to the city, you were just a little girl. You were scared and sad, but you grew into a strong, beautiful woman. You never gave up. You worked hard. You took care of your family. Now you have found love. I am so proud of you." Everyone clapped. I could not stop crying. That night, James held me and said, "We are going to build a beautiful life together." And we did. James and I moved into a small apartment. It was not much, but it was ours. We painted the walls together. We bought second-hand furniture and fixed it up. We planted flowers on our tiny balcony. Every day we woke up together, had breakfast, and went to teach. In the evenings, we cooked dinner and talked about our day. We read books together. We watched old movies. We were happy. 2 years after our wedding, I finished my book. It was the story of my life, from the village to the city, through struggle and loss, to finding hope and home. I sent it to several publishers. Most rejected it, but one small publisher said yes. "This is a beautiful story," the editor wrote. "People need to read this." When my book was published, I was nervous. What if nobody bought it? What if people thought it was boring? But something amazing happened. People read it. They connected with it. They wrote reviews saying my story inspired them. They said it gave them hope. My book did not become a bestseller, but it sold enough copies. People in my community recognized me. Students' parents came to me and said, "I read your book. Thank you for sharing your story." I felt proud, not because I was famous, but because my words helped people. When I was 29, I became pregnant. James and I were so excited. We prepared a small nursery. We painted it yellow and decorated it with animals. My mother was overjoyed. "I am going to be a grandmother," she said, crying happy tears. But pregnancy was harder than I expected. I was sick all the time. I was tired. Teaching became difficult. One night, I woke up in terrible pain. James rushed me to the hospital. The doctors said there were complications. They needed to do an emergency surgery. I was scared. Would my baby be okay? Would I be okay? James held my hand. "Everything will be fine," he said. "You are strong. We will get through this." The surgery was successful. My daughter was born 2 months early. She was tiny, weighing only 3 pounds. She had to stay in the hospital for weeks. Every day, James and I visited her. We could not hold her at first. She was in an incubator, connected to tubes and machines. She looked so fragile. I prayed every night. "Please let her be okay. Please." Slowly, day by day, she got stronger. After 6 weeks, the doctors said we could take her home. We named her Lily. She was our miracle. The joy and struggle of parenthood. Raising Lily was the hardest and most beautiful thing I ever did. She did not sleep through the night for the first year. James and I took turns waking up to feed her and comfort her. We were exhausted, but every smile, every little sound she made, filled my heart with joy. When she was 1 year old, she said her first word, "Mama." I cried. All the sleepless nights, all the worry, all the sacrifice, it was all worth it. As Lily grew, she became curious and energetic. She asked questions about everything. She loved drawing and stories. She reminded me of myself as a child. I took a break from teaching to stay home with her. Money was tight, but James and I made it work. We cooked at home, cut unnecessary expenses, and focused on what my mother helped us a lot. She babysat Lily while I worked on my second book. Having her support meant everything. Tom opened his repair shop. It was small but successful. He and Maria got married and had a son, Michael. Our children grew up together, just like Tom and I did. When Lily was 5 years old, my father got sick. He had a heart attack. The doctors saved him, but his heart was weak. He could not work anymore. He spent his days sitting in a chair by the window, just like he did when we first moved to the city. But now he was older, and he looked tired. I visited him every day with Lily. She climbed onto his lap and told him stories. He smiled and listened. "You are just like your mother," he told her. One evening, my father called me. "Emma," he said, "can you come alone tomorrow? I want to talk to you." The next day, I went to see him. He took my hand. His skin was thin and cold. "Emma," he said, "I need to tell you something. I am proud of you. When we moved to the city, I thought I failed you. I took you from your home. I could not give you the life I wanted for you." "Dad, no," I started to say. "Let me finish," he said gently. "But you took that difficult situation and made something beautiful. You worked hard. You helped your family. You became a teacher and a writer. You married a good man. You have a beautiful daughter. You showed me that home is not a place. Home is what we carry inside us. Home is family." I was crying. "You did not fail us, Dad. You gave us everything. You taught us to work hard, to never give up, to love each other. That is everything." He smiled. "Thank you, Emma. I can rest now knowing you will be okay." 2 weeks later, my father passed away peacefully in his sleep. We all cried, but we also felt grateful. He had lived a full life. He had seen his children grow up, get married, and have children. He had known love. At his funeral, I read a passage from my book. "Home is not where you are born. Home is where you are loved. Home is where you belong." After my father died, life continued. That is what life does. It moves forward, even when our hearts are broken. My mother moved in with Tom and Maria. They took care of her. She spent her days playing with her grandchildren and tending a small garden on their balcony. She grew tomatoes and herbs. It reminded her of the village. James and I continued teaching. Lily started school. She was a bright student who loved reading. Watching her grow made me think about how far our family had come. I published my second book. It was about motherhood and hope. Again, it connected with people. I received letters from readers all over the country. They shared their stories with me. They told me I gave them courage. I realized that my writing was my way of giving back. My life had been hard at times, but those struggles gave me something to say. They gave me a voice that could help others. When Lily was 10 years old, I decided to take her to see the village where I grew up. James came with us. So did my mother and Tom's family. The drive took 6 hours, just like it had all those years ago. But this time I was not sad. I was excited. When we arrived, I almost did not recognize it. Some things had changed. There were new houses and a new school. But many things were the same. The mountains still stood tall. The apple trees still grew. The air still smelled fresh and clean. We visited our old house. A new family lived there now. They were kind and let us look around. The blue door was now white. The swing my father made was gone. But the apple tree was still there, bigger and stronger. I showed Lily the tree. "Your grandfather planted this when I was a baby," I said. Lily touched the bark gently. "It is beautiful, Mama." We walked through the village. I showed my family the school I attended, the path Tom and I walked every day, the hill where we played. My mother cried happy tears. "I thought I would never see this place again," she said. That night, we stayed at a small inn in the village. We had dinner together, fresh bread, cheese, and vegetables from local farms. It tasted like my childhood. Before bed, Lily asked me, "Mama, do you wish we lived here?" I thought about it. Did I? This place was beautiful. It was peaceful. It held my happiest childhood memories. But then I thought about our life in the city, our apartment, James's and my school, Sarah, Tom's shop, our community. No, I said honestly, I love this place. It will always be special to me. But our home is in the city now. Home is where our family is, where our life is. Lily smiled. I like the city too. Can we visit here again? Yes, I said. We can come back anytime. Now I am 40 years old. 20 years have passed since we moved to the city. So much has happened. So much has changed. I still teach, though now I am a principal at the school where James and I work. I still write. I have published 4 books. They are not bestsellers, but they touch people's hearts. That is enough for me. Lily is 15 now. She is smart and kind. She wants to be a doctor. She wants to help people. I am so proud of her. Tom's business is successful. He employs 5 people. He and Maria have 3 children now. They are happy. My mother is 75. She is healthy and full of life. She tells her grandchildren stories about the village, about their grandfather, about the old days. Sarah is still my best friend. She became a nurse. She married a kind man and has 2 children. We still have lunch together every week. James is my partner in everything. We have been married for 16 years. We have had struggles, money problems, disagreements, stressful times. But we have always faced them together. He is my home. Last week, Lily asked me, "Mama, if you could change anything about your life, what would it be?" I thought about the question. Would I change leaving the village? Would I change the struggle we faced? Would I change my father's death or my mother's cancer? No, I said. I would not change anything. Every hard thing taught me something. Every loss made me stronger. Every struggle brought me closer to the people I love. My life has not been easy, but it has been real. It has been mine. Lily hugged me. I am glad you are my mama. I held her tight. And I am glad you are my daughter. If I could tell the 7-year-old girl who left her village one thing, it would be this: do not be afraid. The road ahead will be long and hard. You will lose things you love. You will cry many tears. You will feel lost and alone. But you will also find strength you did not know you had. You will discover love in unexpected places. You will learn that home is not a building or a place. Home is people. Home is love. Home is the courage to keep going when things are hard. You will grow. You will change. You will become someone you could not imagine. And one day, you will look back and realize that every step of the journey, even the painful ones, brought you to where you needed to be. Life is not about avoiding struggle. Life is about finding meaning in the struggle. It is about loving people even when it hurts. It is about building something beautiful from broken pieces. That is my story. That is my journey. And I am grateful for every step. I am finally home. Not in the village. Not in the city. But here, in this moment, with the people I love. That is enough. That is everything.